But she does clap back like Rihanna did in 2012. Rihanna in 2012 was nothing to play with.
Tell her your damn self.
Tell her your damn self. She was nothing to play with. Nothing to play with at all. Like, for real. Like, I would not. It's three bitches I would never want to get into a rebattle with. That's T.S. Madison. That's Rihanna on Twitter in 2011. And that's also Beyonce during the 99, 98 era, because she was under a lot of stress. She might just fire my ass through and through, and now I'm out of a job. YouTube, what's up, baby? It's your favorite antisocial extrovert, your favorite awkward black boy, Blake Mother Love Dupree. Welcome to the Diary of Dupree. And apparently, Tyla is flopping. Now, Tyla dropped an EP on July 25th, 2025 called WWP. I thought it meant WAP, it's just a misspell, but apparently it stands for We Wanna Party, and there's supposed to be a tour for the We Wanna Party EP. The We Wanna Party tour is going to kick off in November 2025 in Tokyo and journey through several major cities in Asia. Put a pin in that, because we are talking about Tyla's relationship to Black Americans, and probably we won't get a tour anytime soon. Now, if you was to tell me back in 2022, 2023, probably 2023, I'm in the car, I'm driving home from work. I just so happen, for the very few times in my life, turn on a radio station, I hear some girl going, normally, I can keep my cool, but I'm not excited. Oh. And then I go on my phone, and I see a pretty girl. She, got a water bottle. She's on a small stage, and she's throwing that shit back on her ass, and she's popping that back cat. I'm like, okay, who is this? Now, a couple years later, we now know that that's Tyla, and we now know that song that was everywhere a couple summers ago to be the song Water. And I would think I would get some water deals, some brand deals. I thought this was a perfect debut for an artist who I now know was not even from the States. Is from Africa. Shout out to Africa, baddies. I thought this was gonna solidify her as a mainstream girl for a very long time, because she seemed to have it all. She could dance, she could sing. Apparently she writes some of her music. I saw the strong branding, I saw the looks, I saw everything it took for her to appeal to middle America, Black America, America overall, all while still maintaining a lot of her roots. Until not even a year later, she does this thing called the Breakfast Club, and it didn't go well in her favor, because she goes that she's colored and she's not Black. Now, she's from Africa, right? And y'all know they don't call themselves Black over there, they're colored. To each his own. In my eyes, we are Black in this motherfucker if you like to the police. That's just me. But I want to fast forward to today, where we now question Tyla's authenticity, question her personality, and question her love, if there is any, or should I say lack thereof, for African Americans. Because as we know, in America, if the Black dollar doesn't support you, your support is significantly decreased, and your longevity doesn't look too long, if we're being quite honest. Black people know that the Black dollar is the most powerful dollar in this country. It just is. If we all stop shopping in this motherfucker and stop supporting everybody who does not support us, we might get them reparations we've been fighting for. Who knows? Like, wishful thinking, bitch. But clearly, Tyla's team apparently doesn't show her personality. Apparently, she's xenophobic. And I can speak to both of those aspects. I never sat down and be like, let me watch Tyla interview. Maybe once or twice during the prime of her uppity African phase with the VMAs and asking Lil Nas X to hold her trophy. I never really said, let me sit down and watch a Tyla interview. And that's unfortunate. And we all know in today's world, we cannot have that Sade effect where we just drop music and disappear for 10 years. You have to develop some sort of parasocial relationship and parasocial brand with your audience, because people want to know who you are behind closed doors. And if you want to succeed, you got to show that off. Unless you're one of those artists who debuted in 1990 buttfuck, you can't just drop music and disappear. You can't just drop music, tour, and go home. You just can't. You can't. Nobody has done it. In the beginning, you have to show off your personality. You have to be layered like an onion. And I don't think Tyla has done that, first of all. And she only sold about 3,000 copies in her first week. And mind you, this shit dropped July 25th. Tomorrow's the 15th. That's been quite an amount of time to get the sales up. So we shall see over the weekend if the sales have increased, because the girls have definitely been talking. I want to go back to the Breakfast Club interview, because has she just been like, hey, If I had just been like, here they call me colored, y'all can call me black, cool with that. That's how I would have handled it, but it also speaks to the lack of PR that celebrities have, or the lack of good PR teams that celebrities have, because I do feel like PR is a dying breed when it comes to the entertainment industry. Social media has enabled a lot of them to think that they could just post a blank screen with some captions and give a fake apology and everything's cool. No, we're going back into an age of conservatism. Invest in a traditional team, because we're about to go back into a lot of traditional cultures, lifestyles, and motives, especially within American media. And then two, the Rihanna comparisons have not helped this girl at all either. I was one of those girls who compared her to Rihanna. I'm sorry, because I saw the way that she just claps back unapologetically on Twitter, and that's where I see a lot of Rihanna influence in her. Not musically, not vocally, not stylistically. I think those are two different entities, and I never want to compare black women in that way. But she does clap back like Rihanna did in 2012. Rihanna in 2012 was nothing to play with. Tell her your damn self. She was nothing to play with. Nothing to play with at all. Like, for real. Like, I would not. It's three bitches I would never want to get into a re-battle with. That's T.S. Madison. That's Rihanna on Twitter in 2011. And that's also Beyonce during the 99, 98 era, because she was under a lot of stress. She might just fire my ass through and through, and now I'm out of a job. So, I'm just never going to do that. I'm never going to do that. I would rather read with a bunch of 30-year-old butch queens who never found love and have pot bellies than ever read with those three women in the industry. I'm just not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? However, I do feel like Tyla, and it seems like she already is, needs to take the Maya route and just go where she's wanted. Say she's xenophobic. I do believe calling yourself an uppity African feeds into the stereotype and feeds into the divide of Black Americans and Africans who are, African people who are still residing in Africa. Saying that, even in a satirical way, kind of adds to the divide. I get where she was trying to go with that by feeding into the joke, feeding into the rumor that she was xenophobic. But that's like a white person saying, yeah, nigga. Like, that's what I'm saying. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, PR. Like, we need to bring back that real PR shit, that real shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have, like, sometimes silence is the best option for you. An apology, silence. Like, hey, y'all, I'm not xenophobic. I love my African American people. I go to the BET Awards. Y'all supported me with water. But, here they call me colored. That's all you had to say. That's all your team should have told you to say. Y'all have so much money. Well, it seems as though y'all have so much money. I recently heard that she does her own hair for her tour. So maybe y'all make it seem like y'all have a lot of money from these labels and these brands and these promo deals, but maybe you don't. And maybe it shows during serious crisis issues. Not to say that this is a serious issue, but this can either be the era where, remember when Destiny's Child got a lot of hate and then they blew the fuck up? Or this could be the era that just X's you out of the equation for good. So we shall only allow time to tell where this stands with Tyla. Now, I want to talk about our relationship with first week sales in 2025, because I honestly feel, from an artist perspective, the shit is kind of tired. We have Apple, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, Sniffies, Hinge, Black, Jacked, Grindr, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. There are so many outlets to hear music for free. Why are we still judging artists and calling them a flop by their first week sales? I want to go back again. Unless you started in the 99 and early 2000s, it's very rare for your first week sales to be a factor in you flopping or not. In my opinion, in today's world, in today's economy, and under this administration, if you can feed yourself, and especially feed some of your family, by solely off the art that you create and doing what you love to do as a passion, and get recognized for that and get notable success for that, you can't flop. Because I'm sorry, y'all, I'm broke. I'm recovering from Cowboy Carter. I really want to go see Summer Walker and Bryson Tiller. I'm not gonna buy a Tyla ticket. I'm just not. I can't afford to do everything that I would like to buy a Tyla ticket. I'm definitely not buying a Rashida ticket. So if I have to budget, and I have 3 artists on tour. One artist I fucked with since I was a peon, a little ass boy. Another artist came out when I was like 6 years old. Okay. Another artist comes out when I'm 22 and I'm still developing that relationship with them. The 2 out of the 3 artists rarely go on tour, and they're getting older. Who do you think I'm gonna see? I'm gonna see the 2 older artists who I've been fucking with since I was a little kid, compared to the newer artists, because they all charging the same. These ticket prices are ridiculous. And two, if I'm paying for Apple Music and Spotify already, you best believe I'm gonna utilize that to stream your album. Now I will give you the streams, but I'm not gonna buy the record too. Come on now. I'm not even expecting my supporters to do that. Just stream the shit out of it. Give me 1 billion streams and I'll just go on tour for y'all. I'll charge $20 like Beyonce used to do, and we be cool. But in this economy, we have to really save our pennies. We gotta pinch them motherfuckers. We can't afford to see everybody. We can't afford to buy everybody album like we could 10 years ago. We are grown. I got kids. My kids' names is ComEd, Groceries, HOA, Gas, all these streaming apps on this one little nut ass television. I have a lot of children I need to take care of. I'm a mother. No drama. No album buying, okay? So I think we should really abandon the concept of calling an artist a flop because of their first week sales. Maybe we can go buy their first week streams, and then I'll be like, all right, girl, you flopping, because you mean your bitches ain't even press play on your shit? Can't even get on their phones and press play to listen to your 4-song EP. And another thing, artists, I get it. You want to release shit, you want to let shit out, but you could have used these 4 songs as 4 singles for an entire album instead of just calling it an EP. And if I'm being honest with y'all, I didn't know Tyla was dropping an EP. I looked it up. She really did minimal promo for it. I see a social campaign for Berlin and London social promo clips, a London private listening party. So it seems as if a lot of the promo physically is taking place overseas. So I don't even think she's really checking for Black Americans like that. And to be honest, as a whole, we're not checking for her. So it's like, okay, like we could put the same energy in calling Tyla a flop, right? And you can have your agreements with her being xenophobic or us being xenophobic if you're from the outside looking in on the Black American audience's general opinion. We could put that same energy into supporting the artists that we actually like to support, and the artists that we want to support, and the artists that represent our community in totality, instead of bashing somebody who clearly ain't checking for us. Don't even give them the energy to check for them. Now, me personally, when I listen to Tyla's music, I do like it. I haven't downloaded a lot of Tyla's music. I did hear that one song, Is It? And I was like, this gives like 2004, 2005 Destiny's Child record. Like, I could see them to this. Boom, cha, cha. Boom, cha, cha. Like, it was a cute record, but I thought she was just releasing music to release for an upcoming album. I didn't think it was a part of an entire EP. And I'm not going to sit here and agree that every song sounds the same. Like, I do remember streaming her album when it came out, and it did sound good. But I have to agree that I don't really know much about Tyla's personality. Rihanna, Bad Girl Riri, unapologetic as fuck, doesn't give a damn, loves her home in Barbados, is into beauty and fashion, is a Black girl who was broke on the islands and came up from hard work and creativity. Beyonce, Southern Creole soul, hard worker, antisocial. Some would argue that she's on the spectrum. Regardless, hard worker who loves her people, loves to be a woman, and loves to have a family. Let me give another one. Summer Walker, the shy Black girl who also has a fun, flirty side behind closed doors and is super duper talented, very layered, very nuanced. You'll see her at the strip club one day, and then you'll see her cleaning houses for that hustle the next day. Tink, Chicago girl, through and through, but also a lyrically blessed virtuoso. Like all of these, Shakira, dancer, athlete, loves her people, reps her people, but also is her own individual person and is not afraid to have a new era every time she debuts. J-Lo, beautiful gowns. You see what I'm saying here? Like every person I just named, I can name their brand in 2 to 3 words and you'll get it. It just clicks for you. Aaliyah, girl next door, Brooklyn born, Detroit raised, sweet but street chick through and through, gave us a different era each time. Whispery, soft vocals, strong stories being told, strong dancings. Sierra, very similar thing, but just from the South. I can't say that I know Tyla's story quite yet, and I have to give her grace because she's a relatively new artist. I think we want artists to come straight out the gate with an era defined, and we often forget that a lot of our faves struggled in making their brands solidified and solidifying their brands and solidifying who they are to the household name, to the industry. Because when Destiny's Child first album came out, it wasn't very brand identical. Like, I couldn't identify it straight out the gate. I could identify the second album a little bit better than the third and the fourth album. And the same with Rihanna's. It was very reggae inspired the first couple albums, then boom, she dropped Good Girl Gone Bad, and indeed, the Good Girl had gone bad. So let's give, if you want to, and if you don't, that's your personal thing. I'm not here to judge or tell people to do what they do. But if you want to give her some grace, give her some grace. Let her drop another album. An album. Tyler, don't drop no more EPs, okay? You, I don't think, have solidified your fan base strongly enough to just drop an EP and have your fan base enjoy that EP. Tinashe has. Different story. You need to just give us some more singles, drop an album. Maybe let's do some acting in between. You know, I love what Coco Jones' team is doing. Coco Jones got it. Beautiful girl, beautiful Disney girl who can sing. That is the one Disney girl I would say killing it. Because, you know, for some reason, Black Disney girls struggle to have successful musical careers. Coco is not. She is killing it. Coco's team is also killing it. I made Coco so sweet. But also, Coco's brand is still developing. I wouldn't say I know Coco's brand in one sentence through and through yet, but I do know that her music is an album. It's consistent. It's creative. And she's on the right path because I think we're used to her being on TV as well as with music. Maybe Tyler, get in the paint with a show or something that caters to your audience, that is already relatable to you as a person. But then again, we don't know who you are as a person. So I don't know. I'd say let's just give Tyler some time if you want to give him some time. If you don't, hey, you got bills just like me, bitch. Do what you want with your coin, however you choose to do with the information. And let's abandon the first week sales trope. It's not 2001. Okay, we got streaming and we got bills, and the economy is looking like it ain't getting no better, y'all. But I hope you get a little bit better watching my video. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And until next time, y'all, peace and blessings. Love you.
Wow.
Wow, what?
Okay, so since we got into
Wow, mother.